Hey, let's talk about events. Not the events that you're hosting, not a workshop, not a master class, not a summit you're hosting, but attending events. What do you as a coach need to know to be prepared to effectively attend events? This is a great question because events are an excellent opportunity to network, to potentially find new clients, and yet a lot of it is about the prep work going into the event. So the reason that we're talking about this week, there's a cut there in that one. So the reason we're talking about this week is because as you are watching or listening to this, if you're listening to it same week it drops, I am right now attending the SBOC Small Business Owners Annual Convention. And I thought about all the prep work and all the things that have led up to this convention for myself, and I thought, I bet you might be missing some of them, might not know of some of them. So let's start at the top with big prep. Some of you will be asked to sponsor or in some other way participate in a larger way in an event. Maybe that's speaking, maybe that's sponsoring, maybe there's, a booth, a table, some additional way that you can get in touch with their people. Does it make sense for you right now in your business? Not, could you meet more people? Of course, you're going to meet more people if you have a booth, if you speak, if you sponsor. You might meet a few more people. What's the plan of that? Right? So for some people, there's an event, they feel very passionately about it. They want to support it, they want to sponsor, and they are not looking for a return on investment. Is that the space that you can be in right now in your business? Can you outpour that money knowing that you may not get that money back? Does it make sense right now? Okay, that's either a yes or a no. And that then determines whether or not that's the first determining factor of whether or not you should participate at that level. Now, if it was a yes, great. What's the plan? How can you maximize your time there? Recently, I was speaking to somebody. This year, I am supporting the SBOC, and I have a little booth. They call it Coaches Row. So I get to be one of the coaches on Coaches Row. Shout out if you're an SBOC member, come see me on Coaches Row. I, when I knew that I could put out the money and potentially not get any back, I said yes. And now what's the plan? So I have a limited amount of time that individually people are going to come and visit me. What can I accomplish in that time that is of value and of service? How can I give to them in a memorable way? How will I be able to follow up with those that are interested? Now, if you're running an event at an expo, right, sometimes you'll have a giveaway and you put a whole bunch of names in, like sign up for this. I used to work for a mortgage company. We used to give away a drill at the home improvement conferences and events, and everybody put their name in, and now we're going to market to you. But as a small independent coach, That might be really hard. And even with some of the email rules these days, just taking people's information and now bombarding them with emails might be illegal. So know what you legally and can do. What I would rather do is for people who have expressed interest, shown interest, and really want to have a conversation, how can I nurture that conversation in a really meaningful way? Because they've proven themselves to not just be audience members, right? People who I might meet at the conference, general public, not even people who might be a little interested and stop and slow down for the booth, but they've proven themselves to potentially be fans and want to know more about the work that I do. How can I nurture that fan relationship to get them to drop into either a new customer or a a groupie type of fan? I'm going to follow you in all your stuff, which then in future events or future touch points, they drop into being a purchaser. For me, I would rather have an intimate follow up with a handful of them than a generalized follow up with all of them. And so I put together a plan of how to do that. That's going to make me spending that money at this event, it's going to give me a higher rate of return, potential return on the money that I invested to be part of that event, sponsoring that event. Does that make sense to you? Put some thought into how can you build value? What can you give that is of highest value? And how can that lead into a smart next step for them? How will you follow up? Knowing that going in is going to maximize that event. Next, let's say you're just attending the expo, the conference, the event. Most people think, do I have business cards? I'm set. No, friend. No, friend. Let's let's not fool ourselves there. I want to start with what is the intention for you at this event. Sometimes we go to an event where we know a lot of my clients are going to be here. Not some of the attendees may be my clients, right? Do you see the difference between those two? So if I'm going to an event where it's like a lot of my clients are going to be here, potential clients, my intention going in may be different than maybe I'll run into somebody who's a client. If I know a lot of my people are going to be there, I'm going to make sure that I've worked on my what I do statement and that my what I do statement is in alignment with finding my ideal clients, right? Hey, Laura, what do you do? I get coaches paid. A lot of coaches, they get into the business, they have big passion, big power, big like desire to serve, but there's certain things that they don't know about how to get clients, how to market their business. They're preyed upon by outside marketing companies. As a coach myself for the last 15 years, what I've seen is that there are 6 steps you must take to be successful in coaching. I hope coaches take those 6 steps and get them paid. What do you do? I'm a coach. Oh, interesting. Oh, what kind of coach are you? Right? There's my intro. If I think a lot of the people are going to be my clients. If I'm just going to attend the event and I may run into somebody, hey, Laura, what do you do? I am a business and marketing strategist for coaches, and I also host a podcast called Raving Coaches. Much more generalized. Why? Yeah, right. I'm a doctor. I'm a business and marketing strategist. I'm not going there with the intention on my what I do statement generating interest for my clients. So know what your intention is going in, right? If you're attending a networking event where you think a lot of your clients might be, and you're going with a very generalized, I'm a business and marketing consultant. No, thank you. Oh, I coach women. I'm a life coach for women. I'm a functional nutrition coach. No, thank you. If you're going somewhere where you think a lot of your clients are going to be, have a what I do statement that actually describes the problem that your clients have, that speaks to the solution that you offer, and that shows the uniqueness in which you offer it. If you're struggling with that, I have a course available on my website called Stop Saying You're a Coach, Start Telling People What You Really Do. I also have a workshop coming up in October that you can register right now. It is the Are You a Copycat Coach? We are offering it October 9th and October 22nd. For details, drop into the show notes and we will give you the link directly to that workshop, live in-person workshop, where we will work on your what I do statement so that it is one that converts. Awesome. Next, if you're going to have a lot of your ideal clients, potential ideal clients at an event, you may want more than just a business card, or you may want to have a plan. Perhaps it is, for myself, for a long time, I didn't even take business cards. I would just ask other people for their cards. Now it's in my hands to follow up. So if you're great with follow up, that's a great plan. If you're not as great with follow up, maybe that's not such a great plan. So maybe instead of just a business card, you take a small postcard or a rack card. That's one of those long ones, like we go in a rack, and you have a next step for them. Could it be a really interesting quiz? Not all quizzes are interesting. People are kind of ambivalent about taking quizzes. You're asking them for a segment of their time and attention, and unless your quiz has a big payout, people don't really want to take your quiz. Maybe it is a link to the next workshop you have that's in alignment with your what I do statement. Oh, here's the next link. Here's the next smart next step. That is one of those 6 steps that every coach must know. Think about the intention and the idea. Maybe you go to this event and you just want to schedule more connections. You want to improve your connections. How can people connect with you quickly? You know, if you go onto your LinkedIn on your phone, shout out to Susie Moon, who's been a podcast episode. She teaches me this one. If you go to LinkedIn on your phone and you go up to that search bar that shows up right at the top, you tap that search bar. Over on the right hand side, there's a little kind of square with a border around it. You tap that, and a personal QR code comes right up on there. And so then when you are at an event, somebody can just with their phone, with their camera, scan that QR code and it connects directly to your LinkedIn page and you guys connect on the spot. What would it be like to have a goal at this next event that you're attending to create 20 new LinkedIn contacts? Well, or I'm not on LinkedIn. Great, friend. How are you going to make it easier for them to connect with you on Facebook? Maybe you look them up on Facebook quick, or you look them up on Instagram quick. Do it your way, but have a plan for the event. And most of all, here is the most important thing. Go be you at that event. Don't go to an event dressing up more than you normally do. Don't go to an event trying to be more professional than what you normally are. Go to the event to be you and connect with other people who are attracted to the real you. I hope this helps you. Save this episode and listen to it again before you attend your next event, but put some thought into those events so that you can maximize. And is it okay to go to an event and not promote yourself? Yeah, it is. I didn't give you permission to do that. Just go, sit back, and don't promote yourself at all. Just take in all that information. Totally acceptable. Know why you're going, know what the intention is, and have smart steps to be able to accomplish that intention. I hope this helps.